Here, president of Off-Road Warehouse and part-time off-road racer. Here at ORW, we're not just your typical off-road shop. We sell race parts. Come check it out. We sell everything from FK rod ends, Pregola, PCI radios, and we're even selling direct BF Goodrich racing tires. Check out any one of our 10 Off-Road Warehouse locations. Get you dialed for going down to Baja or anywhere else you play.
Sure, everything's made of something, but time and sweat is what puts it together. And it's that relentless application of effort against the clock that created everything around us. The BF Goodrich HD terrain tire is engineered to tackle the extreme situations heavy-duty trucks are met with head-on. Because downtime can't exist when there's a job to do. Time isn't something to marvel at. It's something to be seized. It's a tool we put firmly in your hands. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Fishgistics 2024 kickoff. That's right. It's time for the first score race of the year, the San Felipe 250. My name is Cameron Steele. I will be your host, which I've been hosting Fishgistics now, well, for as long as Fishgistics has been along. And if we're going to talk about fish, we may as well introduce him. Ladies and gentlemen, the infamous Austin Farner, also known as Fish, and the owner of Fishgistics. Hi, buddy. How are you doing?
Good. How are you doing? You ready to have some fun once again?
I am. Anytime we're talking about making dust in Baja, it's a great thing. And for me, I am entering, well, I'm not exactly sure how you add this up, but way back in 1985, I started driving race cars in SCORE. So if I'm not mistaken, that makes this my 40th year as a driver in the SCORE series. And speaking of SCORE, let's bring in the kingpin. I saw you raise those eyebrows when I said that, Jose G. That's right. I'm not 35 anymore, damn it. Jose G, the boss at SCORE, the man that makes it all happen. He's a good time. He's a fair operator, and he comes up with some amazing race courses. Jose G, welcome to Fishgistics here in 2024.
No, thank you for having me on the program. It's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure to have the man with the plan in the house with us so we can all talk about what's really going on. And while we're talking about what's really going on, what is really happening here is opinion. We can't give you all the exact facts, but we can try to give you information where you can make your own decisions on. You got to do your own research, your own planning, your own pre-running, but we will give you what we can to try to help you along. But again, it is opinion-based. This is my release of liability if you're watching this show. And is that fair, Jose G? You like that? We kind of think we're know-it-alls, but not everything's going to be perfect.
That's totally true, senor.
I don't know, Jose, I think when Jose says something, it's usually pretty more true than when you say something on here, Cameron.
Well, I've always learned after being a television commentator, I started my TV commentating life in 1998. So I've always heard you never let the truth get in the way of a good story. So if we can run a little BS, tell a little story time, it's always makes people smile, and I think that's okay. I'm not going to worry too much about it. But hey, the number one thing is trying to give enough information to keep people educated, safe, able to kind of figure out some of the logistics of it all. But again, you have to do it all for yourself. Jose G, what year for the San Felipe 250 is this?
It's the 37th running of the San Felipe race.
Now that's pretty amazing stat. San Felipe is such a beautiful little seaside town. For those of you that haven't been there, it's a fishing village, so to speak, that has blown up and grown up over the years. Still, although there's been a lot of fishing restrictions and catching restrictions, it's still kind of hubbed along uh, the seafood culture, so to speak, but also a great launch point for off-road racing and off-roading. Fish, this has got to be one of my favorite spots. I'm sure it's one of yours as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong going to San Felipe, right? I mean, it's always exciting. It's a good way to start off the year. Everybody has a fresh vehicle for the most part, and it's a short race, and it's going to be fast this year. So probably the fastest San Felipe ever. So it's going to be fast.
So what you're saying is you think the course is fast, Fish?
It's going to be a little bit higher speed this year. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about this. We're talking about a race course that has seen quite a bit of abuse over the years, but we have been running some different lines, letting the desert recover itself, but also letting the rain come down and create more cross grain or rain ruts. The other question is, has there been tractor work done? San Felipe traditionally, the way the race course is running this particular time, over the years, you would talk about how it was a straight whoop section all the way to Highway 3, which we're going to talk about here. We're back on that traditional course, correct, Jose G?
Yeah, and it's not gonna let you down. It's all whoops from the start to El Chinero. So no tractor.
Copy.
Cameron likes the whoops, right? Cameron, you wanted a lot of whoops. So
I'm in
yeah.
for it.
What about qualifying though? Maybe talk about that, Jose G. There is qualifying this race and every race this year, right? That's something new.
Yeah, for sure. And it's in a different location. And we are qualifying now for every single race. So that should make our racers happy that if they have a bad race, they're not jinxed or they're not screwed for going to the next race starting in the back. So they still have to race all of them in order so that they can qualify for all of them, of course. But I think it's a plus for them this year. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be happy.
Yeah, so
Okay,
just to clarify that real quick, if you want to qualify at any race this year, you have to have raced the previous race in order to qualify. If you didn't race the previous race, you'll just start behind everybody who qualifies that did race, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, the San Felipe, you're gonna qualify, and then after San Felipe, of course, you go on to the Baja 500, and if you want to qualify, you've had to race San Felipe. Same thing for the 400. If you wanna qualify, you have to race the 500. If you just want to do the 1,000, you're gonna start behind the ones that race the 400.
Okay.
And now racing the 400 means you started the race.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's my request. Let's try to qualify in places that are a little bit more level playing field for the two-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. And also, I know it sounds like a stupid question, but can we just have 200 yards of rolling start before the timing starts? You can still have the arch, right? You can still have the arch where we start, but don't start the timing for 200 yards. That way, the initial acceleration of the all-wheel drive doesn't outpace the two-wheel drive. We're getting up to speed. I agree that all-wheel drives are amazing, and every all-wheel drive driver that's watching this, we love you. You are the very best driver and team and truck there is on the planet. I acquiesce. You are the best. But I'm asking, give us a little bit of run-in, right? My race engineer, Mike Kraft at FIDAC says, why the hell not give us a little bit of run-in? I mean, let's level the playing field a little bit, but that's okay. If they all start in front of us, we're still gonna finish in front of. How's that?
How many beers are we talking about?
As many beers as you want. I'm all in. Let's do it. Whatever it takes. But
Okay.
I'm just saying a little bit of a run in, let's make it, let's level it out a little bit. Because that first acceleration is a killer. That 0 to 50 miles an hour is a real tough one on the two-wheel drive. So, and I have another question. I know there was talk about splitting the classes. Score is not splitting the classes. Is that correct?
No, how can you split up an unlimited class?
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Do you have like unlimited plus, like an iPhone, unlimited plus? I don't know. No. It's an unlimited. That's an
I was gonna
unlimited.
say, if you're gonna split them up, you're gonna have to give us the trophy for all the two-wheel drive wins over the last few years.
No. So no, we're not splitting them. It's
Yeah.
an unlimited class. It's there's nothing bigger than that. Uh, race against the big boys.
I
There
hear
you
you.
go.
Let's have the legend start behind the big boys. That's all I'm saying next, but we'll go from there. Uh, Maybe we digress. Ryan Arcero sending me a question. Hey, by the way, anybody in Fishgistics world on the interwebs, if you have a question right now while we're live, you can text it to myself or Fish or Jose G, or more importantly, just comment on the thread on Fishgistics Facebook, right? You're watching that, Fish?
I am. I'm watching it. Alan Impudia says, let's do it. There we go.
Let's do it. Yeah, Ampudia. See, Ampudia's up for a fair fight. They're my monster teammates, so they want to see me be the best I can be, right? I mean, come on. We're celebrating 40 years of racing in this circus, Jose G. Come on, give us a little bit of love over here.
Okay,
Oh,
so I'll guarantee you we're gonna give you that. We're gonna go ahead and do and give you a good start for qualifying. All right.
thank you.
There you go. You
That's
got to check
something.
it off your list, Cameron. Your complain list. Check that
Hey,
off.
so yeah, someone was saying that I complain online, but I'm just saying I'm bitching for the right to be on a more level playing field. I have a $700,000 truck, not a $1.2 million truck. Only the back wheels turn on it, but she's bad. She's my geyser baby. I came in here pumped up. I'm ready for this year to fight it out and have some fun. And I'm just battling for what it is I think is right. So if you don't like it, kiss my patootie. How about that?
All right. I
Is
like it.
that
We got some excitement to start the show.
Yeah, so let's talk about excitement, because the
All right.
one thing I want to cover about San Felipe is holy shit, there is a lot going on in a small compact area, right? It's 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 the hub of off-roading in San Felipe. There are a lot of racers. How many teams are entered now, Jose G? Like 1 million?
Yeah. No, close to 250 right now.
Okay. I noticed that everybody was having a dogfight on their social media about how many teams have entered the races so far. Okay. So there's a lot of racers. There's a lot of chasers. When you go to Baja, there's a lot of chase trucks. There's people going different directions, all kinds of things. There are a lot of spectators. Everybody from San Felipe, everybody from the Mexicali area, the Ensenada area. Like I said, you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere in the desert, but this is the hub for off-roading. Everybody, tell your team, put your senses together, understand there's a lot of people everywhere. If you think it's a bad idea, it probably is. Check the brakes a little bit and don't act like a monkey. Okay? Fair?
All right.
All right, let's talk about, you want to talk about the race course?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's bring it up. Let me see where it is here. Here we
What
go.
about you, Jose G? Are you done talking smack yet? Or you want to throw back a little bit?
No. I love you, senor. So go ahead. Let's talk about the race course.
There we go. All right. So what time are they starting, Jose?
The motorcycles are gonna start at 6, and the four-wheel classes are gonna. The first trophy truck is gonna start at 9.
Okay. So 3 hours. You got 3 hours between them starting this year.
Yeah,
And they are
two
going to
and a
do
half,
separate course.
and the first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, my questions I'm getting is Mike Kraft says make sure it's a rolling start, and Phil Burton says when do the UTVs get to start qualifying?
Well, the first one I already committed on it, so it's happening. So
Gotcha.
let's start working on the UTVs. If they want to do it, we can totally work it out.
There you
Okay,
go.
sounds good. Anyway, I know you're talking about times that they're starting. First of all, let's say we are starting in downtown San Felipe on the Malecon. Is that correct? That's where the GPS file starts. We're back in downtown starting, correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
And the motorcycles will start at what time?
6 in the morning.
Copy.
6 a.m.
6 a.m. When the sun's coming up. Traditional score early starting time for dirt bikes. And what time will the four-wheel vehicles start?
9.
9 o'clock. Okay, beauty. So the race course, you guys, this for those of you that haven't been or aren't super familiar, this is downtown San Felipe, directly towards the water from the arch, more or less. The arch is the gateway or the entryway into San Felipe. You will see it there as you come into town. Surrounded by desert, we will leave town southbound towards the sand dunes. And
Speed zone.
say that again.
37 miles an hour off the start.
37 off the start. Then we're gonna race through the sand dunes. Is that correct, Jose G?
Yep, that's correct. As soon as you hit the sand dunes, that's where the speed zone ends.
Yeah, right here. Perfect.
Yep.
That'll be some good spectating right there at the start.
Yeah, and there's going to be two big jumps actually in on the dunes. They're already getting built right now.
All right.
Awesome. Mike Kraft and Heli Jim say that you guys should be building spectator zones in every city with controlled area and jumps so everybody can see the race trucks in a safe and sane manner. Anyway, wanted to let you know that that was something that they also brought up. Racing through the sand dunes, that's going to bring you into, say that again, Jose G?
In Mexico, us Mexicans are a bit different. If you tell them where to go, we'll go totally into a different place. So it's been like that forever. So we could have spectator areas, but we can't close the desert for.
No, I understand. No, we don't want you to close the desert. Everybody be safe, though. So two big jumps at the bottom of the sand dunes or somewhere in that area.
Yep.
Punk rock. I love it. You're going to go under a tunnel, under the Highway 5 that's headed southbound, and into the outskirts of town. I just wanted to mention everybody that there's a lot of pre-running that goes on. This is a two-way section. I'm assuming there's no pre-running on this section, Jose G.
Yeah, we have a note there that only outbound pre-running is allowed. So when you get to that point where the courses join, there's no inbound pre-running at all. So you have to 100% avoid an accident.
Right. So when you get to the inbound course it looks like, if my eyes are correct, VCP 131, is that correct? You're going to
Yes.
not go inbound on that. You're going to turn off and go into town on the access road at a safe and sane speed.
Correct.
That's where the course splits onto the outbound. Remember, there's going to be a lot of spectators, people watching, people around. Beware in your pre-running. Also beware in your racing. The course could have live vehicles, could have spectators very close, could have animals. Lots of stuff going on. Racing through the outskirts of San Felipe, you'll see go through some gridded areas there. You're going to start zigzagging back and forth along the back of San Felipe. There are some fence posts, some barbed wire, a couple little things along the way. Pay attention as you're making those tight turns. Are you laughing, Jose G?
No, no, no.
This section right here, I think it's pretty fun. You guys have created over the last couple years. A little bit of soft stuff, a little bit of zigzagging back and forth. I see it looks like a little bit more VCPs maybe than have been there in the past or whatever, but it's a good time racing through there. Soft cross grain, back and forth. That's going to bring you back to traditional, what many people call Zoo Road, but Jose G, that's really not correct. The Zoo Road is the main road that it crosses. If I'm not mistaken, there used to be a zoo in San Felipe, and that was the road that led to it. But it became known as Zoo Road because of all the spectators and how crazy it used to be out there.
Yeah, that's totally correct. All the locals and how we call it, it's a dump road.
Dump road. So that's underneath the power poles, correct? We're racing up through the power poles through traditional whoops. We're going to cross the dump road or the zoo road, or well, actually, we'll be on the dump road and we'll cross the zoo road, which is now paved. That's a speed control zone, correct?
Yeah, yeah. You know how crazy it gets with all the spectators. So we just right before the pavement and right after the pavement, we just have a small speed zone just for safety.
Copy that. Now, will the access road there, will that be open to go out to pitting on the backside of the race course or where the race course intersects it again?
It'll be open, and our staff will let the chase people know when it's safe to cross.
I had an idea. I don't know if you could ever implement it, but you could make it one way in the morning and the other way in the afternoon if you wanted to eliminate some of that two-way oncoming traffic. But I don't know how you would exactly make that happen. And I'm not saying that's happening. I'm just saying I had that idea at one point. So I wanted to share that with you while I was thinking about it.
Good luck trying to stop all those people from going the other way, right?
Right. Well, it only takes a couple cop cars and they pay attention. Out past race mile 15, you're still in the bumps. You're going to get to what is traditionally where the VCP 14 is. That's the right turn that heads along the top line of the whoops there. There's been a couple different ways you guys have done it in the past, but am I correct that this is on the more traditional route?
Yeah, that's the most traditional route we've ever done, and we left it like in between. There's not a lot of BCPs, so that we left some. So at least in that area, it's more open. We left some good passing zones, and so that you're not just worried about hitting a BCP in the straightaway.
We like when you leave some opportunities to make some passing. Some of us don't like when you mark the fastest line on the race course, but I know that you're studying some of the GPSs and trying to level the playing field. I understand. Across this section up here, you can see the some of the dangers start coming in that Score has marked, but you can see the flow on the Google Earth here, how the water flows. Anytime the water is flowing from left to right on the race course, that creates cross grain, arroyos, canyons, sand washes, ledges, dips, and all kinds of stuff like that. So pay attention in this area. I'm not sure how much rain San Felipe has gotten. Jose G, how's it look down there? Has there been a bit of rain with all the rain that came through up here?
Yeah, they got some rain, especially up north. When Nate and I were mapping the section going north from Saldana, we couldn't make it across the first time. It was. I mean, we barely got out. It was so muddy.
Yeah, well, you don't want to get out on those lake beds when they're muddy. I've seen some pretty
Uh,
ugly sights over the years. But be cautious. If it looks wet, let your friends go first. That's the way I always do it.
yeah.
Hide off the side in the bushes somewhere and then see if they make it across. Uh, we're getting into what probably around race mile 20, what is this, 27 or something like that? Making
Yeah,
the
right about 27.
left
Probably.
turn next to the highway. This is a speed control zone. You're going to actually be right against the side of the highway. Uh, there will be obviously people controlling the area, but we get right up alongside the highway, so another speed zone there, and that then comes into what I think is one of the most tricky parts of the San Felipe race course because there are so many intersecting lines, there are so many big holes, and it seems like there's so many different ways to go through there. Jose G, every time I go through there, I feel like, man, I think I could do that even a little bit better next time. It feels like you could just maybe pre-run that section for days on ends, that just that little 5 miles.
Yeah, but it changes all the time. You have one line, you think it's the best one, and then the other one looks better. So you never know.
Grass is always greener.
It
Yeah.
looks pretty open through here too. It looks like there's only one VCP right here for that whole section, so that's a lot of lines through there.
Yeah, we're trying to keep the BCPs like on when we cross like major roads or graded roads, so that it's more control where you're passing, and our staff makes it safer. That's pretty much what we're doing right now.
VCP 19 there, a traditional area where there's a access road that can come in there or used to come in. I don't know if that fence is open or not. Do you know if it's open or not, Jose G?
I don't know if it's open. I haven't gone out on that access road in a long time.
Copy. And this will take you towards the area traditionally known as Three Poles. We used to race closer to the highway. I know we talked about this in other shows about San Felipe, but over the years, the race course kept kind of coming left and left and left. People kept making a more direct line and have eliminated that wash for the most part in that direction from Three Poles. But that was a good legendary, iconic marker from when we were a bit younger. That's going to take you up to Highway 3. This is the road that goes from Ensenada to Highway 5. There's going to be a speed zone going into this. There'll be a ton of people. So heads up as you cross the road. That's going to start heading you towards El Chinero. We're going to get underneath the poles here and between the poles, actually, Jose G.
Well, it's actually marked, and there's one BCP there. It is marked on the left. I mean, you can still work your way to the pole line, but and you know how it gets with all the spectators. So that's why that BCP is there.
Oh, so it is not on the pole line.
Not on the pole line road.
Okay, copy.
That
So
there
it
it
is.
is.
I see the VCP there in the middle of the cross grain. fun section. There's at least one or two big kickers in there that can surprise you. Pay attention.
Yeah, you can see the
So,
poles over here on the right. So this is the poles you were talking about, Cameron. That's
gotcha. Yeah, gotcha. My bad. For some reason, I thought it was marked the other way around. So I surrender. Good job drinking all the water, Jose G, by the way. It's good for you. That's going to take us up towards El Chinero. Any real changes in the course in here on this left line or going around some of those? I know a few years back they rebuilt some of those dike areas for the water flow coming out of the arroyos going into the highway, but doesn't really affect any of the race course other than you get alongside of it. It seems like it turned up a few more rocks in there over the last couple of years.
Yeah, but it doesn't change it. We didn't put any BCPs on those dikes are or anything, so that it's open. If you want to go straight, we went around them because we're mapping slowly. But I know, and after that, you kind of stay on the left and then go over the little mountain, so that I think we picked the fastest lines for this race.
Copy that. As Fish was saying, he thinks it's going to be super fast. I don't disagree. Carrying speed in a straight line, but remember, there's tons of bumps. Make sure you go out and pre-run it before you just think you can go quick. Left turn at El Chinero. There'll probably be quite a few people spectating this area and pitting. Heads up. That's going to take you up into some of the washes. Now, you guys have the option, Jose G, to choose a couple different ways to do this. Any particular reason why you chose this one and then turning up over the hill this way?
It was just smoother, and that's the way like it's faster because I've seen, like you said, I watch all the tracks and see what the racers are doing. So might as well throw in the fastest lines and see it if they do their homework and come up with a faster one now.
Copy that. That takes you back into some what I consider some of the prettiest washes in northern Baja. I really like the color schemes and the look here. I suspect there's going to be quite a bit of bloom going on. I've been talking to quite a few friends that have been in Baja, and the spring bloom is popping with all the rain. And as you get into these washes here, the canyons it'll get tighter and steeper, but it has like this really amazing red tint to it. Lets you know you're in this specific area. Has it looked like there's much water running through there and through that little tight wash section as you get further up into this section, Jose G, up by race mile 55 and beyond?
No, no. I think last year it was way. I mean, last year with all the rains we had 2 years ago when we started San Felipe last year, it was worse. I mean, it was all flat there. You couldn't even see the road. No, there's not a lot of rain damage for this one in that area.
Roger that. We'll keep trucking through these washes, Fish. Headed north. We're headed towards Saldana or Laguna Salada. You can see race mile 80 starts to break out of those canyons. You get into a more of a flatter flow. It's interesting how the rocks change color there. They turn from a red to a gray. And then you'll cut across the front of these mountains now. Careful, couple tricky little sections in there. Get through the VCPs. Is there still I didn't see the access there, but we're going past that pump station road, across the pump station road as is traditional.
Yeah, you just passed it, just that you couldn't see it. There has to be a BCP exactly on the road crossing there.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Take you back into some other washes and some side hills. It's going to get into some fun little silt sections. This is one of those sections that can be really fun to just take, when you're having an easy, fun pre-run, just taking a look around, trying to figure out where the least biggest bump is, right? Every once in a while, there's there's a 2-foot ledge on one side and there's a 6-inch ledge on the other, and then a 3-foot ledge across the other side. It's really weird how it changes up the different faces, but it's a fun place to pre-run as you're heading back around this mountain into where you'll probably see a ton of pits at about race mile 82, 83.
Yeah, it's BFG pit 1 right there also, right on the side of the road.
You guys started this stunt work about maybe 8 years ago, going around this mountain, Jose G. Had that been used prior to that? It's a really cool, fun section the way you guys have done it.
Yeah, I think probably Code raced it before. And we just do that because we make it easier for teams to go to pit and be close to the highway. It's fun also, but that's the whole purpose. Just going out and make it easier, and it's a good pit area.
Yeah, you see there, BFG Pit 1 will be there. For those of you that are signing up or are part of the BFG pit support group. That is directly along Highway 5. Everybody, please be careful going on and off the highway. Um, there will be a ton of spectators in this area. That'll bring you up to this small road. This is not the main road, but it's looks pretty straight as you leave the highway and start heading out for Saldana. Uh, this section is going to come back and loop close to the race course once again. They're not super close, but you'll be able to see the dust from the other race cars as you're approaching VCP 35, making that right. This tricky little sand wash in here, man. You can get yourself into like little crazy little nooks and crannies in there if you're not paying attention closely.
And just for reference, this blue line right here, this is where the motorcycles are going to go and start heading south. Correct, Jose?
Yeah, that's correct. That's where we cut the motorcycles. And then all the miles that we took off north, we give them back in the southern section. So they actually race exactly the same mileage, but this way we keep them safe from getting caught from the trophy trucks.
Yeah.
And
So going north here.
yeah, so the motos are going to go on what you would call more of the traditional southbound lane going back down south.
Yeah, correct. It's super fast for them to get back. So they're avoiding a super slow section. The first part for the trucks going north is going to be extremely fast, but then we slow them down a lot just before they rejoin with the race course with the motorcycles. It's super rocky that no matter what trophy truck you have, you're going to have to slow down.
Copy. I'm looking forward to talking about that section as I don't know that we've raced over in some of those sections that you guys have marked.
We have.
We have? Okay.
Yeah.
This is the northbound. You're leaving, well, you're headed for Laguna Salada here. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen the zoom out on it, but I don't think we've gotten there yet. Is that the road there at VCP 39? That's the Laguna Salada road coming out. Copy. It looks like it's been wet. I don't know when this picture is from, but actually last year it looks like it's
not that old. Yeah, it says 4/2/23. That's pretty new for a satellite image in Baja on here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
not wet. It's fine. I just did it, and it's just perfect with no dust, but it's not muddy anymore.
Copy. That's going to head you up through the dry lake bed. Look for obstacles along the way, and then you're going to get onto some. As you come off the lake bed, there will be some good little, well, used to be silty zones. I'm not expecting a lot of silt out there, but some good, fun little sections as you're headed to the north. This is just starting to skirt the edge of the lake bed. Correct, Jose G, as we head to the north and start getting off to the side.
Yeah, but you're pretty much on the lake bed all the way until you turn left off it. So it'll be fast.
So continuing northbound, that's going to get you to your apex of the race course. Now this is a old pump station where we're going to make the turn back around, if I'm not correct. Is there people living out there, Jose G?
There is one ranch there, and they are fencing a ranch or something. There's a new fence right there, so just when you're pre-running, watch out for it. We went around it, but it's brand new, so just if you're racing at night or something, keep your eyes open.
And what's the highest access point just for chase crews to know where's like the highest part of the course that they can actually come in on a access road?
Well, I think they have to come in on Laguna Salada Road to get to that point.
Okay, basically over here on this road.
No, that's
okay.
That's water, yeah.
So if someone needs to get to their car up here, which way would they go to get there, you think?
I think from Salada or Guadalupe Canyon Road will take you that way. There's one access road, but it was water running, and I don't think you can get across. So if you're trying to go from 5 to the race course all the way up in that northern area.
Yeah, the road that comes through the mountain there, you're saying has water running across it.
Yeah, right before you get to the race course, there was water, Uh, maybe now. I just did it. I just did that one like 3 weeks ago. So it's a flip of a coin. You would have to check it out first.
All right.
Right.
They'll break down up here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just don't.
Easier said than done. Uh, so that will bring you around the top of the race course. What is the top race? About 126, more or less, if memory serves. 127,
Yeah,
125.
125 is right here. So yeah, probably about 127 or so.
Gotcha. So obviously there's some zigzagging and moving around in there. Is this some of this course? Is this some of the race course that when we're returning back south that we use to race uh, towards the other summit coming in the back way about 4 years ago at the 1,000?
We used part of that, I think, on the Baja 500 back in the COVID days when we went all the way north.
Okay.
And there's also a section right there that we've never raced on. So it's only a few miles of it, but it's you'll see it. It's all pretty much mm, open and new.
Is that I'm looking at some of this. Yeah, I'm not sure that I've been on some of these parts of this race
You,
course.
you've been on some of it, but then it turns left off a little trail that we found, and it's all new, but it's gonna be super fast.
Copy. Super fast. Let's head down south. How will we get close to Cajabuzo Junction or not really?
Not really. If so, right there when if you go back a little bit to that and zoom there, if right there that road takes you to Quabuso, but we
Right.
turn left off that road and just won't hit Quabuso Junction for this race.
Copy. Any fun names of any of these locations to share with people?
Well, I know that hill down there. It's called Capirote, but no, no. We can put the Gringo Hill on it if you want, but looks like a dog. Like a, doesn't that look like a boxer or something?
Looks like a bull's head kind of on the left side with
Kind
the
of weird.
ears on the top. Yeah. The No Bull Canyon. And then it's cuddling its baby bull. Anyway, we carry on. We spend too much time on Google Earth, right?
Yeah.
That's going to keep us bringing southbound. When do we rejoin what you would call a race course that people have seen before?
Okay. At that point, you're already on the race on a course that we've done probably 2 or 3 times maximum, and it takes you down to where there's a section where it's super rocky, lots of boulders, and you have to cross a. When you get to it, when you get to the worst section, you can't even see. You'll see the arrows, but there's no road. It's just boulders going across a wash. You did it twice, I believe. You already did it twice.
Copy. So that's bringing us southbound here towards the wells at Saldana, if I'm not mistaken. You can see the
Yeah,
VCPs keeping you on the race
yeah,
course there. Is that's by the wells somewhere in there, right?
yeah.
Sure.
Actually, the wells, well, the other wells down in Saldana are already are when the motorcycle course joins with that race course. That's where the houses and the wells are.
Gotcha. So coming back across here, we'll start heading southbound, and that's going to start taking us towards area not a lot of people have raced on back down in this section. The motorcycles will be going heading down past that, what we would call the pump station. The trucks and four-wheel vehicles will be out here in this different zone.
Yeah, in that area, make sure you have both spares with air because there's going to be a lot of flats in that area.
Between starting, what section would you say is that? I mean,
Right,
this whole
let's say
zigzag
that
here.
where the cursor is, right
Yeah,
there until you rejoin with the motorcycle course.
So like 170 or so.
Yeah, yeah, it's bold. It's rock after rock there. It's pretty gnarly.
super fun. That's going to bring us down alongside into this wash. This is all a little bit different. And we'll rejoin back. I'm sorry, I'm following along. Is any of this on the Telegraph Road that comes out of the summit, Jose G, or this is not?
Yes. Yeah, you know
So,
it. That's the
huh?
name of it. Yeah.
The Telegraph Road, right? It was originally a telegraph road that was built for communications to come out of the San Felipe area back during or around World War II, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's correct.
Uh, and I was asking that because I see the big zigzags like kind
Uh-huh.
of following the route that they had plotted at one time
Yeah.
way back in the, I guess it would be in the 40s. Jeez, that's almost 100 years ago.
Yeah.
What class were you racing then, Cameron?
I was gonna ask that.
So funny. You guys are talking crap. Just keep it up. Wrestle you guys both to the ground at the same time. Um, Back across more washes, more interesting terrain. This is where many people are used to, where you see that VCP 79, where the motorcycles have made the hard left. That the area that traverses that little rocky, crappy section that we've used over the years, and the four-wheel vehicles will
That's
drop into the
exactly where
wash.
yeah.
That's the
That's
spot, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you can see it's a super fun little rock zone. Then we're gonna crank a right into this big flowing wash area. Not flowing, but you can see where the water has flowed through there. And that's gonna take us to what sometimes I call the baby summit. Have you ever, where you go through that little rock crawl, little narrow section? And I know there's the summit, the mini summit, the baby summit over here. Uh, Crawls through that little rocky section, but a fun zone until you drop into these big washes. Uh, how do these big washes look? Does it look like the water's been in there, cleaned them off at all, or just looks like race
Yeah.
course?
It's all flat.
Copy. Everybody watch out for hidden rocks. My
Mm.
suggestion to you. That's going to bring you down across these washes. The race courses will get real close again. We'll come around the side of this hill, which for some reason always requires a lot of markers right there because it seems like it's in the past, it's always like a spot people can miss pretty easily for some reason as the course starts tapering out to the right.
I think it's because
Um,
if they get in these left lanes right here, if they keep going straight, they'll just follow these, right?
It's pretty burned in. I mean, it'll be easy to stay on the race course.
well, I'm also referencing pre-GPS days, right? Before everybody's pre-running 8 laps of San Felipe. Just because everybody's a glutton for punishment. That brings you across this cross-grain desert section. It's been in play for a long time. Not sure exactly where you have it marked, but I'm sure it's on the best stuff or the most fun stuff. And you'll climb out of this wash, and are we going by what is a relic of a 1970s or 80s military inspection up
Yeah,
there on the hill?
yeah. Up on that plateau up there, and then you go down and you go out to Laguna Amarga, like we do all the time.
Amarga, bad water, Agua Amarga.
Yeah, because everyone knows that as Borrego, but that's not really Borrego. That's Laguna Amarga.
Well, Laguna Amarga. Translate Amarga for us.
Uh, like sour or something like that.
Yeah, gotcha. Um, there's a lot of
Hey,
interesting.
I mean there's always like there should be some water right there where before you cross the highway on the right. That's why it's called Laguna Amarga. There you go.
Aha.
Borrego Hill is actually the one in front of the main road going into Laguna del Diablo.
Oh, the Borrego Hill is a
Yeah,
dark colored one next to the Ox Monument, above the Ox Monument.
yeah,
For traditional, speaking of the way people at the races call it, a lot of people call this the Borrego Road Crossing. But as he says, Amarga, Agua Amarga,
Laguna Amarga.
Laguna Amarga. That's going to cross us into some traditional race course. Plenty of whoops, plenty of washes, plenty of things to pay attention to as you race down. You'll make a right turn and start heading up towards the highway. We will race alongside the highway. Cautionary, please. Everybody that's on the highway, don't film your cars as they're racing there. Do your driving and don't spectate from a moving vehicle, please. Right? Keep it safe. Park and watch.
Yeah, there's always a lot of spectators right there. This is actually a really dangerous section, so be sure you're definitely paying attention through this section.
Yeah, you know, it always happens. We always say the same thing, exactly what both of you just said, because you have chase teams filming. I mean, if you have the other people in your car filming, it's fine. But you have the driver looking at the race car and you're not paying attention. There might be a car that stopped in front of you, and there's been some accidents on the highway. That's the most dangerous spot on the whole race course, the highway, when you have the course so close to the highway. So just watch out for that.
Yeah, so everybody be smart.
Smart. This is the hill you're talking about, the Borrego Hill that you're talking about.
Yeah, on the north part of the highway. Yeah,
Oh, on the north part of the highway.
that one right there. That's Borrego.
Gotcha. So hard left turn, you will not get to the Valle de Sol Road, which is the bigger road that people are accustomed to. We're going to run down through a zigzaggy kind of wash and high side the wash as we go down and cross underneath the power lines, somewhere probably near the power station, and through what has been in the past a kind of a little bit of a zigzaggy, silty area. Now, are we going on to Laguna Diablo on the eastern side? We're staying out of the middle, obviously.
We're staying out of the middle, but we're not hugging the main road. There's three ways you can go. We're going in the middle one.
Copy. I haven't been on Laguna Diablo in a little bit. Is it nice and muddy? Is it wet? What's the status?
It's just a little bit moist. There's no mud. There will be dust there. So just it's be careful, especially if you're catching up to someone. I mean, remember, you try to stay away from the dust, and then you move out, and you don't know if there's spectators or people there on the lake pit. So just extremely careful when you're in the dust in that area.
And also beware, there are some bush mounds out there as well. So heads up. You
Yeah, you
might
can ask
also
Pavo about that.
Yeah, it might also have livestock making their way out to trying to find water. So just a heads up on all that. That's going to bring you down to the bottom here, where you're going to come alongside of the where the road is, but then you're going to actually come back and junction out to the road. I see it there. It looks like VCP is that 101. Is that getting back on that traditional road, Jose G?
Yeah, you get back. We call it Chinalito, and you get back where there was also a military checkpoint there,
Yep.
and go south on the main road, and then we turn left to go towards Morelia.
Some more lovely off-road race course. Now, there's been some talk. The farms are back active out there again. I'm understanding. Is that true?
Oh yeah,
Agriculture is working again.
yeah.
Yeah, a couple wet seasons. So you guys stay off of people's farmland. Chasers beware. If some people that have a lot of experience might be looking to go certain ways that may no longer be accessible. So just heads up, be respectful of people's land, their gates, and their crops. This will bring us into what's known as Morelia Junction. We're going to junction into some of the race course we've used in the past. It starts to narrow up. We'll be on a little bit of that graded road, but off to the side mostly, Jose G.
Yeah, like always, we're gonna stay on the right side of the graded road, and then right before you get to Moriaga Junction, this is the first time that we actually made it a speed zone for obvious reasons, just to cross Morelia Road, and
Uh-huh.
then once you cross, you're on the everyone's favorite whoop section.
Yee!
That's BFG pit two right there also. So there's
Yeah,
gonna be a lot of pits there, right? That's probably where everyone's gonna have a pit at.
yeah, and that's why we made it a speed zone so that just to make it safe for everyone.
Yeah.
And anybody sending pits out there, we talked about a little bit earlier that Morelia Road is what as they call it, or the Zoo Road, or um, it accesses by the storage units. It's paved at first. There's a couple sneaky corners on it, by the way. Be very careful. But when it turns to dirt, just watch out in the dust. Don't do any crazy passing. There's a lot of traffic that heads out to this zone, so I can only caution you so much, but please be careful. After you cross the Morelia Junction, Morelia Road, as Jose G said, there's plenty of fun for the whole family. No matter what class you're racing, you will take your lickings in here. There will be plenty of pounding and yeah, cross grain. You can see how the washes are flowing across it. That's because the water's going from left to right or right to left towards the interior, and you're going to be racing right across all of it. Anything really surprising or all very traditional looking drops and ledges and sand whoops?
Yeah, and there, you know where the gotchas are. It's just we didn't put any danger marks on them because there's a few of them. So when make sure when you pre-run, and if you don't know the area, especially, just watch out because they're backbreakers.
Yeah, definitely watch out. If you haven't been in the area, you got to definitely take a slow look before you get too confident. That's going to move us south. You'll see that we get alongside uh, the graded road there. I'm assuming that's a big make sure you all stay off the graded road, right, Jose G?
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely an off limits road that we'll have a file in a few days where like we always do where you can't go, and if you happen to by mistake get on that road, well, you know what's going to happen. You're going to by mistake end up getting disqualified.
Hey!
Don't go on the easy road here.
Nah,
Yeah.
there's a reason why it's so easy.
Yeah.
Back in the days, that's the way we went.
Yeah,
For those of you who haven't been around, well, how long ago did we start using this fun stuff? About 15 years ago?
probably more.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, yeah, I want to say more. Yeah,
This will take us to the bottom of the race course. It looks like about race mile 250, VCP 117. And that's going to take us up into, is this Chanate wash?
yeah, that's Chanate, and it's super flat. It's as fast as I've ever seen it. It's one of my favorite washes.
It is fun, right? It's like you can actually all the washes, it seems like sometimes you're like, whoa, when did I get to the top point of it, right? But this one, you can kind of tell the difference how the wash changes from the east side to the west side, which way the water would flow. Some of the other washes further south, it's a little bit tougher to discern where that summit is, so to speak. But this is definitely a fun wash, beautiful wash. Lots of good history in there. Um, at least for my race team, going out pre-running and having a great time out there and getting to see that little slice of the washes just south of San Felipe.
Yeah, so that was that for the vehicles. That's as further south as you're gonna go. So really, the only main wash is gonna be Chanate, and it's the fastest one. It's all downhill and it's flat, and so it'll be super fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great part of the course. This will make our left turn and head back north. Do you want to we are on the old Portecitos road, our old Portecitos? What am I trying to say? The
It's,
Percival road, the pole line road.
it is old Puertecitos, and it's just been graded. So once you make to the pump station, it's for a few miles. It's all graded road until you pass the. You go a little bit north of the airport, and you turn right and then left on the sandy roads. That'll take you back to the finish line.
And back to intersecting where the motorcycle course will be. So
Correct.
beware, everybody, after you make that high speed or the pole line road. So, oh, actually, it merges back in here, comes back together here.
This is where the motorcycles are going to go south. So they're going
Oh,
to make a hard
south,
right
got it.
right here.
Yeah, this is where we add those like 80 miles so that they raise the same mileage. But now we slow down the bikes so that we're pretty sure that the first bike's gonna get to the finish line when after the last vehicle had already started.
Can you show me that again, Fish, so we can see how the bikes go outbound?
Yeah. So they're going to be on the course coming through here, and then they're going to make a hard right.
Hard right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like a U-turn right before the pump station there, and it takes you down to Watamote Wash, and they come back on Azufre Wash.
So
Say that last
they're gonna
wash
go do a
again because
bunch of
I've been
washes.
saying it wrong forever.
Good.
How do you say that last wash you said?
Azufre?
Azufre. Okay, I'm pretty close.
Yeah, that one's Watamote, and then it takes you to Azufre, and then you come back paralleling the other road, but closer to the highway. So it'll be interesting.
So the bikes will do quite a bit more southern washes or south end with a couple little curveballs there at the end, couple little changes. It looks pretty interesting the way you've routed it. But some stuff we have seen in the cars before also.
Yeah, we did like you said, we did some different trails and things like that just to match up with the mileage, so that because the top teams want to win the overall, so we have to make sure that they run the same mileage. And like we said, we slow down the vehicles up north, so now down south we slow down the motorcycles, so we made it like really even.
And
Yeah.
I would like to a word of caution to the moto riders when you guys are pre-running or when you're coming up on those graded roads, sometimes the truck and car teams and chase teams don't have the motorcycle course loaded into their GPSs. They may not always know exactly where those road crossings are, especially in this area right here where there's a couple of different roads that can go across there, whether they're big or small. So my suggestion is just, be real cautious at those road crossings, moto guys and chase guys, just paying attention to what's going on out there. The Pursuit Road, I'm sure we'll have someone marking it, which is that where it all comes back together? Is that on the Pursuit Road?
Right
Jose?
here. Yeah.
It's north of Percival where it comes back. That's like I think
Oh,
there
by
is
the airport.
like asphalt. Yeah, that's like north of the airport.
Roger. And the courses come back together here as we talked about. Uh, this was a this was some fun stuff last year. Zigzagging around out there, something
There was
different.
there was a little bit of drama last year right here, right? With some silt. Is that going to be is that the same section or is that any better this year or anything, Jose?
What do you mean better?
Yeah. Or worse? Is it the
It,
same, I guess?
it was
The same section?
interesting. It was already silty when we marked it, so I can only imagine on race day. So we don't make it that easy. But yeah, that'll be the siltiest part of the whole race course.
Yeah, basically right here, right? Between
Yeah,
BCP 126 and 128.
yeah, that's correct.
Okay.
What part, when we start talking about coming in here where the spectators are, we're gonna go on the outskirts of where they had cut that golf course originally. Is that right? It never got
Well,
put in. Same route inbound as last year.
correct.
Plenty of silt, plenty of fun, lots of spectators. Everybody heads up. Uh, that'll bring you back towards town, looking at VCP 130, around the hill, back to where it merges. Remember, do not pre-run the inbound.
Right here is where your pre-run ends.
Anyway,
Go right and go out to the highway.
correct. So that is never open for inbound, correct, Jose G?
That is correct.
That'll take you back onto the outbound race course inbound where we go underneath the highway across the bottom of the sand dune and back onto the Malecon speed zone. A couple speed zones in there. We're going to start the speed zone same place it ended, going back in, Jose G.
Yeah, once you start the speed zone, it's speed zone all the way to the finish line. So right in front of the Bahamar restaurant, that's where timing is gonna pretty much that's where your race is gonna end, and then you just cruise on to the platform there to get interviewed. But your time is already done, so just speed zone all the way to get your beer there at the finish line.
Yee! Right along the water. Pretty picturesque. Hard to beat. I mean, not a lot of places. I know La Paz has a very similar setup for the start and finish the start of the race this last year. By the way, Jose G, the Baja 1000 didn't go well for us. Well, it did great until mile 214. But
I
I
know.
wanted to say, I thought it was a spectacular effort. I thought it was a wonderful race course. I thought it was cool to have it go in reverse. It was a lot of fun for everybody to do something different. I know a big task for some people, but I just wanted to say hats off to Score and to your efforts for coming up with something a lot different and so fun for everybody to see the bottom part of the race course in the daylight.
Yeah, it was unreal, right? How many people just like even for the motorcycles. Usually in Ensenada, I mean, there's only a few that wake up early to see the start. I mean, in La Paz, it was like Fear the Walking Dead. It was packed with people. It was amazing and super respectful. I mean, I was at first kind of nervous that that we were going to start the bikes and thousands of spectators were already there with their ice chest and beer in hand. It was already like almost 1 in the morning, and they didn't go to sleep. They waited there. They partied, but they were super respectful. And you told them move. Everyone moved. We started the bikes, and it was like 100 miles of just spectators and spectators and spectators, fire pits, fire pits. It was unreal. I mean, it was to me it was epic. It was great.
It was I gotta tell you, out of all my years of racing anything, any race series, but racing score specifically, since that's the big dog and where we get to race along the ocean. When we got down there around race mile 55, just below Conejo, but below Marquez, and the people were camping, we went out pre-running just a couple days before, and it was already packed with campers, and it was just I would say that was probably one of the most, it's not as emotional going northbound as when you're coming southbound because usually this light's coming up and we're racing for the finish line. But the vision of the fans being so stoked and so respectful, the fans were incredible and very respectful, and they weren't even like right on top of the race course. They were, but they weren't, if you know what I mean. And it was a great experience, and the people of La Paz really opened up the doors for all the racers very well. It was
Yeah,
spectacular.
it was spectacular, and like you said, there was a big effort going down there. But you have to plan to go down there anyway because you will plan on that we're going to finish. So inverting it, when you finish, you're pretty much you were home. You're only a couple hours away from for most of the people. You were here, so you didn't have to deal with driving back 1,500 kilometers with no place to sleep. And I don't know. I think it's logistically it worked better this way.
So
Our
are you
finish
going to
was,
do it again? That's what people want to know. He
Sí,
says
señor.
yes.
yeah, awesome.
All right.
Hopefully it's during my career. I'll be around for a few more years, so I'm excited about getting a chance to do that again. That was a lot of fun, but anytime you can throw us a little bit of a curveball, something different, it's definitely greatly appreciated. Thank you, Jose G, and your whole team, and the BFG team, and Nate at Jackson, and everybody that gets behind that. It's awesome.
I think you should have thrown the mini summit in for San Felipe again, but the fact you didn't do it here, we have hope it's still coming this year at some point.
100%.
Well,
It'll be there for one of the races.
Oh, there
all
we
right.
go.
Well, I was looking forward to it at the Baja 1000 because I had heard some talk about how you were disappointed you weren't able to use it at San Felipe, and maybe later in the race it would come in. I was like, yes, let's do it, but it didn't happen. So, it's definitely a area to be reckoned with, one of those legendary names for sure. But we'll see if it gets onto one of the race courses in the
A
future.
100% you'll see it this year.
Perfect.
Oh boy, careful what you wish for. Everybody be safe. Off-road racing is a lot of fun. It seems really wide open. Just pay attention. Other people are around. Jose G, any closing messages for anybody? Sign up stuff, safety stuff. How about, I have a question. Where is the primary medical location in San Felipe nowadays? If someone has an injury or if there's an emergency, where do people look to go to, and how do people work on the communications for that?
Okay. Baja Medical Clinic. They're working on being open 24 hours a day, and we have our staff is on race day. We even have our staff there at the Baja Medical Clinic, right in front of El Dorado main entrance. Well, one of the next to the big gas station, and hopefully you don't have to use it, but it's good to know that that's the main medical facility that we're going to be using.
Okay. That's good information. Any other questions, thoughts, or comments that we got from the peanut gallery, Fish?
There was some people there. There was like a big drive for dog food going on for all the racers this year. I put up one post about it earlier. They're asking some of the rescues down there, asking if everybody can bring a bag of dog food. I know you're a dog fan, Cameron. So they bring a bag of dog food. I'll post up on my story some of the drop-off locations. One of them was the Legacy, the Chenoweth Lodge was one of them. There's a couple more. So if everybody could bring a bag of dog food down there, it would help out for some of the rescue operations going on down there in San Felipe.
For sure. There's a lot of stray dogs in San Felipe. So if the
Yeah,
rescue,
they can also drop down at the Score Ops a few In-N-Out burgers on race day, so
Perfect.
we'll
did you
appreciate it.
say, did you say a few In-N-Out burgers
And
on
now
race?
burgers. Yeah. When is the first In-N-Out coming to Mexico?
So hopefully soon.
Right on. Anything else on your mind, Jose G? You want to share anything we should ask about?
Now, like I said, just on my end, San Felipe is definitely one of the most popular races right now. It's unbelievable how many like level one vehicles we have entered so far. And it's like you said, it's the shortest race of the year, but it brings the most spectators out of all the races we have. So just super careful pre-running and definitely on race day. We've all seen it. People are in front of, they're on the race course. They move when the vehicle is passing. It's super scary. So for us, I mean, we kind of get used to it, and we were hoping that they're going to move. But really, really be careful, especially in the lake beds, in the dust. And I mean, just if you're passing or when you're passing, just be super careful. Just keep in mind that there's families and spectators everywhere. So that's my biggest fear. It's my favorite race, but it's the one that I fear the most because all the thousands of spectators that are out there.
Yeah. Yeah, one other safety point that's been brought up recently is if you guys see a stopped race vehicle on the course, jump on the Weatherman channel and call it in. Just call in where it is. You know, if you don't know what's going on with it, at least call it in on the radio. You know, just keep everybody posted. In the middle, in some of these spots, like we saw on the course, there's not a real good access into there, right? So if you see a car there, they might be there for a while. So at least call it in so somebody knows that there's a race car stopped at that race mile and someone can get in there and check on them.
Yes, on that subject, you know, with our tracking devices, if we detect that a vehicle stopped, like I mean, when they slowly come to a stop or when it's something like really drastic, we immediately text them if they're okay. If they don't answer, we send a helicopter. We send our rescue units until we know that they're okay. Usually, if they stop really fast, if they stop really fast and they're not answering, it's probably a problem. So we don't wait and we send help.
All right.
Roger. Good to know. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it, Fish. Did we do it? Did we cover the course? So we talked about it, the motos, the different lines, and all that stuff. There's no sportsman shortcut for any other class.
You know what? We actually missed it, and it wasn't on the map. If right when you turn the motorcycles up north, when you turn, if you can go up back on the map, we'll just go over it very briefly, and I can explain it because we didn't use it on this one. Okay, go to Saldana, to the where the motorcycles split up, and I'll explain. Only class 11s, 7Ss. Okay, right there at the. Okay, if you look on the left on the normal course, I go to the BCP. Zoom in on the normal course, not the motorcycle ones. Go left.
Left or right?
Go left so you can see there you go. What's that BCP right there?
67 right here.
Okay, exactly there from BCP 67, you cut over to the other BCP 30. Yeah.
Okay, so they go straight across right there.
Yeah, you see
this one maybe or no, not that one.
That's what class 11, all the sportman vehicles, no motorcycles, sportman vehicles will take that road. It only takes in mileage wise, it's only going to take him like a mile and a half off the actual mileage, but we're saving them a brutal section down there with all the rocks and everything. So we're saving their lives just cutting from that BCP to the other one. That's the only shortcut they have. It's not a lot of miles. We only have 285.6 miles total, so they can finish in 13 hours.
Right. They're going straight across there. That's a sportsman shortcut.
My navigator Cody was telling me connect to 37. No,
it's probably this road, right? Yeah, there is a road right there. If you look, you can see it on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that file's on the website. I just didn't load that one from the website. I forgot about it. It is on the website though.
There's a file with that road. So, and it's marked. It has signs and everything. So
perfect.
Okay. Okay. So that people figure that part out on your own. Make sure you have the right road and the right way to junction off of there. Correct, Jose G?
Yeah, it's very well marked, and we do have GPS files for it, so it shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, awesome. All right. Austin, how you doing, buddy? We good?
Good. Yeah, I think we covered the course. We got the qualifying, how it's going to work this year. That was a big thing to talk about. And yeah.
Any big news out there, Fish, that you want to share? Anything you want to spill the beans on?
Nope. That's it.
Okay. All right. Status quo. Any new anything else? Nothing? We got nothing? You got anything, Jose G?
Oh, it was easy.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I was
Easy
really looking
peasy.
forward to this one.
But they're doing live streaming. They're doing live streaming of qualifying. I'm going down there to help them with that. So we're live streaming qualifying again, and we're gonna have live timing for that, I'm told. So that'll be good.
Great.
Thank you, Jose G, for all the effort. Thank you, Score International. Racers, fans, spectators, media, everybody be safe, be smart. If you think it's a bad idea, it probably is. Fish, thank you for this opportunity for everybody to be able to talk story and shop and talk a little San Felipe. Oh, check this out. Who's this guy?
Mini Abdali.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
And there's one more. They came to visit, so.
Oh, very cool.
Gotta say hi.
Oh.
Future racers. Abdali's already a racer, so Madison's going to race also, so.
Very cool. Keep it in the family. That's how my parents did it. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Fishgistics, your Score San Felipe 250 preview show. If you have any questions, feel free to message Fishgistics, message Score, and they'll try to answer them for you. Read your driver's briefings because that has a lot of information in it. And everybody be safe and enjoy the kickoff to the 2024 Score International Series. We'll see you all in San Felipe or on the live stream.
See you guys.
Thank you.